What if I told you that an ancient Buddhist teaching could completely transform how you deal with that one colleague who makes your workday miserable? The Buddha never had to deal with passive-aggressive emails, but his wisdom holds the key to not just surviving toxic coworkers, but actually thriving despite them. And by the end of this video, you'll have 3 specific techniques that will change everything. Let's be honest, we've all been there. That coworker who takes credit for your ideas, the one who constantly undermines you in meetings, or the energy vampire who complains about everything. Your stomach churns when you see their name in your inbox. You lose sleep thinking about tomorrow's interaction. Sound familiar? Here's what most people don't realize. The problem isn't actually them. I know, hear me out. The Buddha taught something revolutionary. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. But how do we actually apply this ancient wisdom to modern workplace toxicity? I'm going to share 3 Buddhist-inspired methods that will completely shift your experience. The first one involves a mental technique that takes 30 seconds and immediately neutralizes their power over you. The second is a communication strategy that actually makes toxic people back down. And the third, it's a mindset shift that turns every difficult interaction into personal growth. But first, let me tell you why this works. I spent years studying Buddhist philosophy and practicing meditation, but it wasn't until I applied these teachings to my own toxic work environment that I truly understood their power. This isn't about becoming a doormat or being overly spiritual. It's about becoming unshakable. The first method is called the mirror technique. When someone is toxic toward you, the Buddha taught us to see them as a mirror, reflecting their own suffering. Here's how it works in practice. Next time your difficult colleague snaps at you or sends a passive-aggressive email, instead of reacting, pause and ask yourself, what pain is this person trying to avoid? Their aggression isn't about you. It's about their own fear, insecurity, or unhappiness. When you shift from "they're attacking me" to "they're suffering," something magical happens. Your emotional response changes entirely. Try this. When they criticize your work, instead of getting defensive, respond with, "I can see this is really important to you. Can you help me understand what you need?" This disarms them because you're not feeding their negativity. Buddhist monks call this compassionate detachment. You're not emotionally invested in their drama, but you're not cruel either. You're simply observing their behavior as a symptom of their inner state. Now, this first technique handles your internal response. But what about when they won't stop? The second method actually makes them change their behavior toward you. And it's counterintuitive. The Buddha wasn't passive. He was assertive with compassion. This is what I call the boundary Buddha technique. Most people think being Buddhist means being a pushover. Wrong. The Buddha taught about right speech, communication that's honest, helpful, and kind, but also firm when necessary. Here's the framework. When someone crosses a line, use the 3-step response. Step 1. Acknowledge their perspective without agreeing. I understand you're frustrated with the project timeline. Step 2. State your boundary clearly. However, I need our communication to remain professional. Step 3. Redirect to solutions. Let's focus on what we can do to move forward. The key is your energy. Speak calmly but firmly. Don't justify or over-explain. Toxic people test boundaries. When you hold them consistently with compassion, they stop testing. I had a coworker who would constantly interrupt me in meetings. Using this technique, I said, "I can see you have strong opinions about this, and I'd like to finish my thought. Then I'd love to hear your perspective." It worked because I wasn't attacking them. I was simply holding space for both of us. But here's where it gets really powerful. The third method doesn't just protect you from toxic people. It actually transforms you into someone they can't affect. And once you master this, you become untouchable. The Buddha said, "No mud, no lotus." This means our most beautiful growth comes from our most difficult experiences. This is the growth mindset method. Instead of seeing toxic colleagues as obstacles, start seeing them as teachers. Every difficult person is showing you exactly what you need to develop within yourself. Is your coworker teaching you patience? Are they helping you practice setting boundaries? Are they showing you how to remain calm under pressure? Here's a powerful reframe. Every time they trigger you, ask yourself, what is this situation trying to teach me? Then thank them silently for the lesson. I know this sounds crazy, but when you genuinely start seeing difficult people as your personal growth trainers, your entire relationship with conflict changes. You become curious instead of reactive. You start looking forward to challenges because you know they're making you stronger. The most profound shift happens when you realize that their behavior says nothing about you and everything about them. You stop taking it personally because you understand it's not personal. Let's put this all together with a real example. Imagine your colleague Sarah constantly criticizes your presentations. Old, you would stress for days and maybe avoid presenting altogether. New you, mirror technique. Sarah seems really anxious about quality standards. She's probably under pressure too. Boundary, Buddha, I appreciate your feedback, Sarah. I'd like to discuss specific improvements after the meeting. Growth mindsets. This is helping me become more confident and skilled at handling criticism. Your homework. Pick one difficult person in your life and try just one of these techniques this week. Notice what happens to your stress level, your sleep, and your overall energy. The goal isn't to change them. It's to change your relationship with the situation entirely. If this helped you, like this video so others can find it. Subscribe for more practical wisdom that actually works in the real world. And tell me in the comments, which technique resonated most with you? Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope you're leaving with a little more peace and clarity than when you arrived. Until next time, take care of your mind, be kind to your heart, and keep walking your path with purpose. See you soon.